everyone. This is Medium and Channel Bonnie Vent. Nice to see you, Kathy. I saw you pop in with a hello. Thank you for coming. Tonight might be very different. I'm really not sure what's going to happen, and maybe to give you a little backstory on what happens when you're a medium and channel, just about anything. And you can get surprised by requests from the other side. So the connection informed me earlier on in the week that they wanted to go a little bit farther with these sessions, and that they were trying to get me comfortable with doing the angel card readings, and we'll probably still get to those. Hi Juanita. But they wanted also to take the opportunity to do some of the channeling as much as we can in this particular live format. Also, at the same time, I was receiving information from Michael Jackson, and if you know anything about my past history, you'll know that he came to me literally hours after his death and asked for assistance in what was going on, and trying to calm him down. He was very excited, to say the least, taken by surprise. And so earlier today, a couple hours ago, he came through. So I'm wearing a sweater because the energy in here is making me very, very cold. And so what he wanted to do was to make an attempt to come through and deliver a message also this evening. Now last week he popped in very briefly and said, oh hi, it's really cool what you're doing, and then earlier this week he said, would it be okay if I paid a visit? Hi Terrell, nice to see you. And so I try and honor these requests as much as I can, and they don't give me a whole lot of information ahead. It is supposed to be spontaneous. Hi Heather, nice to see you again. Hi Elijah. And so I really don't know exactly. Now he did tell me, this is Michael, did tell me that he wanted me to retrieve something that I received back in 2003, and it's considered to be a warrior goddess necklace. And at least when it was presented to me, that's what it symbolized. And I just want to show it to you. See if you can see it. And there's a red stone right there, and then a white diamond right there. But as you can see, it's in the shape of a dagger. So I think it has something to do with the message that he wants to attempt to deliver. And I emphasize the word attempt because it's in coordination with the connection, which is my higher level guidance. And so to make this happen, it takes a lot of process on the other side. For me, they just want me to get the heck out of my own way. Because this is a little nerve-wracking to go live and say, oh, surprise, to say the least. Hi, Champagne, welcome back. Hi, TC, nice to see you. Hi, Belinda. Omega Forever Pahrump. Oh, Pahrump is a very interesting area. Nice to see you. Lots of interesting energy going on in Pahrump. Anyway, if I sound like I don't know what I'm talking about, it's because I don't. I did not pre-plan this. And Michael did say, he's very playful, and he did say, I would love to have a card pulled for me. And so I think I will start with that. And then the energy will start to present itself in what they want me to do next. So I'm just going to start with something simple that I know what I'm doing. So we're going to pull this card. Oh, he's also asking that it's not just for him, it's also because tomorrow is Memorial Day. So he wanted to say it's for past, present, and future warriors. And that we should spend more time honoring these people as they truly put it all on the line on an ongoing basis every single day. So it's humbling to me because here I sit fearful because I don't know what's about to come, but I'm safe. So I have a great amount of respect for anyone who's served in the military and also first responders as well, where they put their lives on the line. Oh, your husband's a veteran. Well, please give him our regards. And hug your vets, you guys. There's so many that are struggling with what they've experienced in their lives. And they really just need your support and to know that you're there for them. And I'm getting chills all over my body right now. And I'm also heating up, which is interesting. I put this sweater on because I was freezing and now I'm heating up. Okay, so this is the card. Oh, this is a great card. Unity. Traditional viewpoints or methods, spiritual organizations. Seek out mentors and like-minded friends. And here we all are, my friends here in the chat with me. And this is a very beautiful card. And it is about unity. And the only information I got a little bit ahead of time was that there was going to be a call to action. And I also think that it's not going to be so serious, as this is the first time that we're doing this in this format. So they said they were going to try and keep it light and easy. So when I'm tuning in, I won't be able to see what's going on in the chat so much. Oh, we have other Father's a veteran as well, Tia Rose. Good, Elijah. You talk to them every time you see them. Yeah, it's a wonderful card, the Unity card. I think that's predominantly what this message is about. But I'm going to need to step away for a little bit. I don't have anyone here helping me, so please forgive me. I won't be able to look at the chat, but I will try and come back out and look at the chat, and then maybe we'll go back to our other format depending upon what's going on. So basically I'm just asked to please step aside and that there's a message that's going to be coming through. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Hello everyone, this is Michael. I wanted to take the opportunity to say to those in this group, in particular because you have been very, very special to me. You are predominantly a group of artists and people that are in and around the entertainment industry and the creative types. And I hear your thoughts and prayers, and even more so most recently. And I wanted to take the opportunity to let you know that you are, in fact, receiving bits and pieces of information to incorporate into your creations. And we hope that you will be brave. The reason we asked her to bring her necklace and the sign of the warrior, as this is not the sit back and wait for things to happen time in history. This is a take action time, and I'm so happy for you that you are alive during this time and that I am at least able to communicate in this fashion for you. And it is not often that I get to come directly through. And my voice is a little different, and I have evolved to a great extent. I have a much higher level perspective now than I had before, but those of you who know me and know my work know that I was always incorporating messages, tones, sounds into the beat of the music. These sounds and tones were also resonant with the planet Earth and Gaia. Please be aware, if you are not already, that Gaia does have her own beat, and you can get in resonance with that beat. It will improve the quality of the work that you do. For those that are dancers, you know about being on point in a different way, being on your toes. And we ask you, please get on your feet, get out there and dance and sing and bring joy back into this planet. There is so much heaviness and negativity going on currently, but this is good news, as these things need to come to the surface, to be cleared away, and for another time. You, my friends, and the Unity card being so important to this message, you are the next wave of energy to be created. Please do not wait for any public officials or people that you feel are in management or in control, as you truly, in your own hands, in your own creativity, have the ability to put out on the planet at any time, 24/7, anything you find meaningful, anything you find important. You do not need anyone else. You can do this all on your own. And we show this channel as an example, a glowing example of being able to do exactly with one person and one camera and one internet connection, and to broadcast all over the world. Now, in my time, when I was young, that was not even possible. Please, please take advantage of the technology. Don't let the technology rule you. Spend so much time looking. Spend time doing. This is the key. And we even asked her to bring her keys to show you, which she will after we release out of this channel. Do not be sad for me, my friends and my loved ones, for I am part of this great unity. I was when I was down where you are, and I am even more so now, as I can influence people who are interested in tapping into that same energy that I was able to tap into. That did not come from me, as you have probably heard me say on many times. The information that I received that went into the music came from a higher level source, and it came in day and night, and I would have to dutifully write everything down so that I didn't forget because everything that was given to me had its own weight and importance. Please take this seriously, my friends. You are the great creator beings. You have the power in your hands, regardless of where you are. If you're able to hear this message, then you are able to do your part and to get together on this new wave of positive energy. It's going to be a bit of a bumpy ride. Please make sure you take care of each other along the way. It's very, very important. I always said this, and please, please, please make sure you take care of the children. Please keep an eye on the children. Some are getting so lost. They're coming in with what you might call a different kind of wiring and a different kind of sensitivity. And they are 100% equipped for the next phase. But they tend to be at a loss for this particular time frame. As to the people that are channelers and mediums and people doing healing, you are very easily damaged and hurt. I was too. It's okay. Just remember that that's part of who you are, and to release that. Just release it. Tomorrow's always another day. You can always start again and choose differently. So we would like to close up this message. We hope that you found it uplifting. And please know that I am fine. Please let my family know that I am fine, and I appreciate their efforts on keeping my name and my legacy intact. And I will be doing my part in this as well, as I am very able to get information out. I'm sure there are many that are listening to this right now live as we broadcast this, who have had that type of contact with me or feel that they have. Please just go ahead and take it as the gift that it is designed to be, and take action. Take action in what you're receiving, and you will then have fulfilled all of my purpose, plus your own, plus many others. As we gather together, we can build things that are amazing, my friends. So I would like to release the channel back now, and thank you very much for your time and your attention in listening. And I'm very grateful to have had this opportunity. And I love you all. Okay, I'm back. Oh, that's such wonderful energy. And Michael mentioned the keys, and the keys are right here. And I keep these in the same place as I keep the warrior sword. Michael was very into these too, I think. Let me show you they're just little, but those are the keys that he was referring to. Oh, message received. Okay, I can read the chat now. I'm so sorry, it just went by like crazy. Yeah, see, Marta's saying she feels Michael Jackson's energy so close. I genuinely think that there are people in this chat room, and this one in particular, not just any random chat room, that have had contact with him. Oh, you're welcome, TC. And Heather, I think. Heather. And I think I can scroll back here and look at any of your messages, I think. Let me see. Oh, hi Therese, you were late. That's okay. Hi Dale. Yes, thank you to all veterans. Well, I'm glad you liked the messages, Champagne. Elijah says, thank you, Michael. I found it extremely uplifting and I will let them know. Yeah, please do get the word out, guys. It's not as dark as the media would have you believe. And Heather says, thank you, Michael. You've always been uplifting and inspiring, even on this earth. And Juanita says, thank you, MJ. I just lost it there. Andrea says, happy Memorial Day weekend. Nice to see you, Andrea. Okay, so I think I have fulfilled my my purpose on getting that message out. Wow, it's amazing energy. So we can go back to the other format. So if you'd like, please put your questions in, and you can ask me anything that you would like to ask. And you can also ask for a card. Oh, you're welcome, Andrea. Okay, Juanita, I will pull a card for you. Justice. Fair and just decisions. Do what you know is right. Stand up for your beliefs. And there's your card right there. So that's interesting because this card is the first card after that wonderful message we just received. And I don't know if you can see it, but there's a sword right there. There's a sword right there in the card. And of course we're talking about taking our individual power back. And so that's the answer for you, Juanita, is taking individual power back and getting back into your creative side. And that let it guide you. Let it guide you where you need to go next. Okay, Heather would like a card. And if I miss you, I apologize in advance. Sometimes it's a little hard for me to keep track. Okay, so this one is for Heather. Hi Pam, nice to see you. The Ten of Air, the end of a difficult situation. Embrace the change and expect things to get better now. So that's what I'm getting is, and all of these, if you notice that we always seem to run in themes. we're talking about self-empowerment, I think, in that channel message, as much as I can remember, because I'm out for most of it. But it's really time to embrace what it is you want to do next and not let anything get in your way. And so that's the message of this card also, is that whatever difficulties you are going through, they're coming to an end. So release them completely, because there tends to be a little bit of hangover from any kind of difficult situation. So remember to go through and release whatever is hanging on, and then move forward in the positive direction that you want to go next. Okay, card for Andrea. Knight of Water, emotional, romantic, enthusiastic, contemplative, falling in love or wedding proposal, the need to balance emotions, an invitation to a social event. These cards are just so pretty. So for you, what I'm getting is more about the balancing of emotions. And the work that you are doing is also going to help others balance their emotions, if that makes sense to you. So it's not just you, it starts with you, and then it blossoms out into other people as well. I hope that makes sense. Okay, Terrell, Joe, I think you're next. Okay, Page of Earth, scholarly, dependable, patient, and successful. Good news about financial matters, wanting to do something more challenging, a new area of study. There again, we're getting into the theme of new beginnings, ending of old situations, starting of new ones, getting your finances in order, which is going to be really important going forward, that you're able to make a living from your creative gifts as much as you possibly can. Okay, Charisse is next. Ego, a false sense of entrapment, being overly focused on things, negative or fear-based thoughts. There's your card. And we talk about this, and we talked about it last week, about releasing the fear. And you just watched me do that at the beginning of this session. Just trust and let go and get out of your own way and release your fears. Also too, the negative self-talk, because we talked about that last week, but I'll mention it again. Make sure that you're nurturing yourself and you're not telling yourself bad things that you maybe picked up from some well-meaning person in your childhood or whatever. It's time to drop all of that and go with what your strengths are and focus on those and be the best you can be. And that's all anyone could expect. Okay, Elijah, I think you're next. King of Water, trustworthy, compassionate, respected, cultured. Open your heart and mind to those around you. Trustworthy and heartfelt advice. Charity work. There you go. And I already know these things about you, that you're very trustworthy and you're very supportive and helpful of me and the work that I do. I really appreciate that. And the charity work, which is something that Michael put a lot of energy on that didn't get as much attention as some of the other things that he did. Very, very important to help out when you can. Okay, I think Belinda's next. Strength, great inner strength, release harsh judgments, forgiveness, and compassion. There again, very similar thing, releasing the negativity and harsh judgments that others have and that you have of yourself, and forgiving yourself for the mistakes that have been made in the past and starting fresh and new. And you can choose differently any day you want to. So I think Michael said something about being on point, and very famous, him being on his toes. But I think that also means be very nimble and quick to change direction if you need to. I think it's important. Okay, I think TC was next, I hope. Time to dig for this one, TC. Ace of Earth. The inflow of abundance, a promising business venture, important documents or contracts. So if you're starting something new and it requires a contract, and it should, pay very close attention to everything that's in that contract. Make sure that you understand everything that's incorporated in that. And that can be any kind of a contract. Even just a verbal agreement to partner with someone or work on something. Make sure that you're very clear in the arrangements and what the responsibilities are. Okay, Lisa is next, I think. Six of Earth, gift of money, time, or effort, new career opportunities, receiving a loan, or paying off debts. So there again, you get the clearing of any financial issues that might be holding you back from doing what you want to do. And good advice for everybody. Make sure that you, because it weighs you down when you have debt. It's like an anchor around your neck. So, good for everybody. But you're also, says you're going to get some time or effort, gift of money, time, or effort. So someone's going to spend some time with you, I think, mentoring you. That's what I'm getting. So make sure you get someone that you respect, who might be a little farther along in the path than you are. And good idea for everyone, surround yourself with people that are really working on themselves and moving ahead and moving forward. Helps keep you from getting stuck. You're welcome, Heather. I'm just getting caught up here. Okay. Candy said she would like a card. Six of Air, things are looking up, the end of a difficult situation, and take a trip. Things flying out of my hand, so I think you're going to be taking a plane. Take a trip. It's funny how the themes are all seem to be the same. Things are getting better, which is what Michael told us. Things are getting better. There's a new wave coming that he wants us to jump onto with great enthusiasm and unity. And difficult situations are behind us. So it's just a matter of clearing out any residual energy from those difficult situations. Yoo-hoo. I think that's great. Okay, Andrea says, very pretty card, and yes, makes sense. Wonderful, wonderful. Yes, the themes. Sherelle Joe says, thank you so much. You're welcome. And that was wonderful. Yahala. She'd like a career read. The Hermit, spend time in quiet meditation, spiritual teaching, and self-discovery. So as that relates to career, that's all about what do you want to do next. And the opportunities are wide open to you. But you do need to take some time first. It's good for everyone to have this information. To sit down and take some time first to try and work on your manifestations of what you would like to experience and see and feel in your life. Feeling is very important. Visualize it in your mind's eye. Get it to where you can taste it, feel it, sense it in every way, shape, or form. And just be clear on what it is you would like to experience. So it's time for all of us, including me, to work on manifestation and what we want to have happen. The energies are very high right now, very conducive into creating what you would like. Teresa's great. Thank you, Bonnie. So I hope that made sense to you. Elijah says, I'll be sure to continue to do so. I think that's the volunteer work you were talking about, which is just wonderful. And Belinda said, I missed her. Four of Water. We had this card last week. I'm not sure it was for you or not. Missing an opportunity, discontentment, or boredom. Open your eyes to the possibilities. So there's that latent negative energy that needs to be cleared out. And then just open your eyes and set your sights on what you would like to do next. And the path is really wide open on what anybody wants to do now. It's not as rigid as it was in the past, where you had kind of set little boxes to check off and that kind of thing. We've already done all of that. it's now time to drive on our own, our lives, and where we want to go and what we want to do and who we want to do it with. Surrounding yourself with good people is very, very important. Yahala says, may I get on the list? As far as notifications of these, it's either on Facebook, so you can friend me on Facebook and you'll get a notification there, or you can also subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is where you are right now, and you'll get a notification when these go live. Just remember to click on the little bell, and it will send you a notification. And you can also go to my website and just get on my list there as well. TC says you can call me Terry. Okay, Terry. I like real names better anyway. Belinda says beautiful card. Thank you. Lisa says thanks so much. Galen would like a card. Well, you got the same card. It's the Four of Water, which I just held up a minute ago, I'm pretty sure. Missing an opportunity, discontentment, or boredom. Open your eyes to the possibilities. And this is a water card, so I strongly recommend, if you're trying to clear your thoughts, if you can get near a body of water, even better. Ocean, lake, pond, even if it's a man-made lake. A cement pond, as they used to say on the Beverly Hillbillies. Get yourself next to some water. And salt also. And so if you get the salt lamps, very good to have around you and in your home. They clear out negativity and let your creative process flow a little bit better. Andrea says she was curious how Michael first came to me. Boy, that's a long story, but it literally was hours after his death. They made the announcement on the news that he had passed away. And he popped in to my home, and the energy was just overwhelming. And the introduction that he gave actually was a portion of the song in Billie Jean, Gonna Dance on the Floor in the Round. And I was not a Michael Jackson fan. I didn't know anything about the O2 concerts at all. And so he asked me what happened. And I said, you passed away. And he made mention that he had been able to leave his body in the past and get back, and he wanted to know how come this time he couldn't get back. And of course the answer is his body wasn't viable for his spirit to hold, so he was not able to get back. So that led me to believe that he had done a lot of out-of-body experience kind of work. And it proved out later that actually he had. And I do celebrity booking and specialize in classic TV people. And I found that, most of my celebrity clients also knew Michael, and Michael was a big fan of classic television. And so it made some sense as to how he managed to connect those dots. The connection also explains too that when you are a channel, and I am 100% pure channel, when you are a channel, it actually a bright light actually appears on the other side to them. And so it's like spotting a phone booth in a sense. They're able to find you. And the brighter the light, the stronger the channel. And because he channeled when he was alive and was a very spiritual person to begin with, it was a pretty easy task for him. So there's, if you go to SD Paranormal, which is my paranormal research website, sdparanormal.com, there's a whole little, and we charted it as we went through. There's a very interesting experience about the following day when I was actually at my mother's house, and there was an experience with Michael there that had to do with poker games and a person getting a full house, which is referred to as jacks and fives, and that happened twice back to back. And so anyway, the story is up there if you want to read it. But if you can imagine, you know, someone such as him, how do you convey that it's you? And after that, I can just tell by the energy. I mean, he has the sweetest, calmest, nicest energy that you could ever imagine. Okay, let me see. Tia Rose says she graduated from college and would like a card too. And she wants to know what to look forward to. Okay. The Lovers, intimate relationships, carefully weigh your decisions, and good health. So my sense is that you would be very good at the healing arts, whatever spectrum you want to take that on. And that is a good direction for you. You have an active interest in the wellness of others as well as the wellness of yourself. I hope that makes sense. And then you just got out of college, so be careful about the relationship situation and keep your wits about you. It can be very, very heady stuff, falling in love. Just be careful. Just make sure that you choose wisely there. And Mama Bear says she would like a card. Eight of Earth, skilled work is rewarded. Learn all there is to know about a topic and going back to school. So let me, did everybody can see that? So yet again, it's learning new things, and it may not be a normal kind of classroom situation, depending on your age. When, you know, someone says go back to school, they think of, you know, signing up at the local college and sitting in the chair. So much education is available online these days that it really might be just, you can learn a lot just on YouTube videos of any topic you're interested in. But it's really about exploring for all of us, because we've been so limited by our experiences thus far, because it's kind of been nose to the grindstone. That now's the time to spread our wings and look for other things and just have fun with it. Marta says, a few days ago, I had a very unpleasant situation with an extremely aggressive man. I don't know how to deal with it, why that happened. Thank you, Bonnie. The best way to deal with it, like in the immediate, is to make sure that you've got white light of protection around you. The visual I use for that is just putting up a bubble of light around me, which is like a force field. and mirror on the outside of the bubble, so that whatever is coming at you, say an aggressive person, they will see that reflected back to them. And there's no karmic debt for that, because you're just giving them back their energy. Whatever they put out, you're just giving it back and saying, no, thank you. It's about boundaries. And the more sensitive you are, the more trouble you have with your boundaries. I know I have a horrible trouble with establishing boundaries. And so it is something that we need to work on for our own, protecting our own peace and tranquility. And there's no need to deal with aggressive people. So you can neutralize it pretty fast by just doing that, because they don't like what they feel and what they see. And they tend to run out of aggression pretty quickly. Galen says she needs a vacation. Yeah, me too. Tia Rose says, thank you, Bonnie. Wow, I'm in the right career path. I got my degree in psychology and I feel relieved. And good card, and makes sense. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And Belinda's saying, Michael led me to Bonnie, and she and Michael helped me be less afraid of my abilities. That's great, Belinda. I'm very happy that worked out for you. And Heather says, I believe my mother is an empath. Last night she called me very uncomfortable. She has prayed for help with adversity and had a terrible and vivid dream that she couldn't get past. Yeah, being an empath is really a challenge, and most of us are. Most of us that are interested in the channeling and in the healing, and we're wired to be very sensitive, and we need those tools for our gifts. We need to have those tools. So yet again, it's about making sure that we set the proper boundaries so that we don't have harm come into us. And also, if you're doing any kind of hands-on healing, release that after you're done, because you don't hold any responsibility. You're resetting that person's energy when they come to you for a healing treatment of any kind. You're giving them an energy reset. It's up to them how they move forward after that. So you need to release any results or consequences or anything as it relates to any of the healing arts. It's up to them. They have to take responsibility. Oh, Terrell wanted to know what these cards are. And this is Doreen Virtue Angel deck. I don't know if you can still get them because she's not doing this kind of work anymore. But you can see the cards. So people have scanned them and put them out as images, and so you can get a look at the cards that way if you want to see them up close. And I'm sure there's probably some decks floating around for sale somewhere. Heather's saying, I believe it involves something happening to my dad. Sometimes her dreams come true. How can I help her with this if the situation happens again? What I'm getting to is there's something in her nightly routine that needs to change. I don't know if she sleeps with the television on, or there's something else that's getting into her subconscious while she's trying to sleep or getting to sleep. And so if that's the case, then that can be easily changed. So, or put something positive in there, you know, like a meditation tape while she's going to sleep, you know, something like that. So you don't have to worry about what's getting into your subconscious. Yes, we all want vacations, Dale. That would be nice. Terrell Joseph, Michael also led me to Bonnie again. Bonnie, thank you for being, that resonated. And thank you for the deck information. Oh, you're welcome. Oh, she's an insomniac. Yeah. That can be really, really tough. Do you have any advice on reaching out to spirit guides? Someone said you have to be careful. Not if your intent is right and true. You don't need to be careful. Your spirit guides are there to assist you with this life, and you do need to request assistance in order to receive any. They're not allowed to interfere. But if you sincerely express a desire to be in contact with them, and there again, the information that you receive should be positive and loving. If it's not positive and loving, then it's not your spirit guide. So you also have to use discernment too. But don't be afraid to reach out. It's very simple to say, you know what, that's not for me, and on to the next thing. There should be no fear in reaching out. I'm sorry someone told you that. Well, it looks like we're getting to the end of our session here. So I hope everybody got all the information they needed. I'm going to pull our final card for the group. I also wanted to let you know that on May 30th, I will be on Stirring the Cauldron with Marla Brooks, which is on the Para-X radio network. So that's para-x.com. Next Thursday at 6 p.m. And we're going to be doing something very similar to this with her audience members in her chat. And it's radio, but I will be recording the session with my camera, and so the video will be up later on. Okay, so here's our final card. Queen of Earth, thoughtful, creative, warm, sensible. Make time for those around you. Take a sensible approach. Deal with challenges in a kind and understanding manner. Which there again, we go back to that original card at the beginning, which was the Unity card. Being kind to each other. Having compassion, because the outside world is a little crazy right now, and we need to learn how to balance and keep our footing even when the ground is shaking. So that's part of our challenge going forward. Anyone who's on the spiritual path knows that that's what we need to do. We need to keep our wits about us, and from what Michael was saying, we also need to kick into our creativity too, like full blast. Which I'm looking forward to that. That's great. That is absolutely wonderful. So I think we are all done for this evening, and thank you all very much for coming. And I enjoyed the little bit of channeling at the beginning. That was a happy surprise. And if you need to get a hold of me, you can find me on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all that. But I also have a website, which is bonnievent.com, and I do readings off of that site. I also have the mandalas, a bunch of different varieties there as well. So feel free to take a look. Also too, just subscribe. It's free, and you can get my blog postings and that sort of thing over at my website. So until we meet again, my friends, thank you very much for coming. I appreciate you all so much. Good night.